I came to Congress to help empower people, not politicians, to grow the working middle class, not the government, and to ensure that everyone in this country can find a job. Because a job is so much more than a paycheck. It gives us purpose, dignity, and the foundation to build a future.
And it is American diplomacy, backed by pressure, that has halted the progress of Iran.
The president talks a lot about income inequality, but the real gap we face today is one of opportunity inequality. And with this administration's policies, that gap has become far too wide. We see this gap growing every single day. We see it in our neighbors who are struggling to find jobs, a husband who's now working just part-time. Not long ago, I got a letter from Betty in Spokane, who had hoped the president's healthcare law would save her money, but found out instead her premiums were going up nearly $700 a month. We've all talked to too many people who've received cancellation notices they didn't expect, or who can no longer see the doctors they always have.
We're partnering with mayors, governors, and state legislatures on issues from homelessness to...
The president's address was really strong tonight. It may not have necessarily seemed that from the surface, but the president's State of the Union addresses in the past have been very liberal. They've been very aggressive. In a lot of ways, they've been very in the face of Congress. But tonight, he struck a more moderate tone, a more conciliatory tone, and he talked about issues that were winning issues for Democrats and issues that can really connect to voters this coming November for the midterm elections and for the next presidential election as well.
Not on accident of birth, but the strength of our work ethic.
In prior State of the Union addresses, the president has focused really on big picture issues. He talked a lot of small ball in this speech. He talked about smaller programs that he could do on his own, or programs that he thought he could work with Congress to get accomplished. He wasn't talking about large healthcare reform, though he referenced the Affordable Care Act. He wasn't talking about huge overhauls of federal policy. He was talking about smaller, discrete items, and I think that's a focus of the president's now, understanding that gridlock is what the town is going to be for him right now, and the best thing he can get is small legislation.
For the first time in 30 years. And that's an achievement that will improve lives and reduce healthcare costs for decades.
I think any use of executive action is going to upset Congress, particularly this Congress that is already quite angry with the president. But I think the discussion of executive action and the discussion of very discrete policy issues is the president's recognition of the realities of the situation. This is Barack Obama the realist. It's no longer Barack Obama the idealist.
And over half of big manufacturers say they're thinking of insourcing jobs from abroad.